Greetings from the Erie Coast. This is Mad Shad. Oh man, I've been neglecting my duties, haven't I? What can I say? I'm sorry. I have a very demanding job. That's all I gotta say. Yeah. When I come home, it's I eat, I take shower, or I take shower, then eat, then crash the fuck out. Boom. Because I'm up early in the morning. Anyway, it is a balmy 27 degrees here in Northeast Ohio, and we've approximately got about an inch to 3 inches of snow. It's been coming down all night. Yeah, making this video early in the morning. I'm going to have to brave the elements and get out there and drive in this shit. So it ought to be fun. This ought to be fun, right? Yeah. We'll see how Zoot handles in this. She doesn't like the cold, the snow so much. But here in Cleveland, they salt the earth. They absolutely salt it. But if it just continues to come down and freeze, then it's a bad day. Ain't nobody going anywhere, right? So I don't know. We'll see what happens. You know, I don't know. Maybe work will say, "Hey, go home," but probably not. Probably not. Nor do I have the option of saying, "Hey, I can't get out of my driveway," right? So can't do that. So anyway, beautiful day here. It's winter. Welcome to winter. Winter is here. Talk about those who did not have a good day. Those Americans that are trapped in Afghanistan, left there by Trader Joe's militia / incompetent regime. At least you forget 13 servicemen and women died at Gate, Kabul, Afghanistan, along with 200 other poor souls. Plus people lost arms and legs and limbs, things that don't grow back. A lot of them service members as well. Every day, never forget, and never forget whose fault this is. Deploy knife hands. Oh, boom, boom, boom. But there was hope. Folks getting them out. Task Force Argo, Task Force Pineapple, Project Exodus, Project Dynamo Christian Coalition, Mighty Oak Foundation, just to name a few. And at least we forget that 800, 900 plus individuals are still incarcerated over the J6 debacle, held there as political prisoners without sentencing, without bail, torture, solitary confinement conditions, someone lost an eye, there have been suicides. Say things. I was just outside. My face is frozen. A lot of moms and dads in prison. Every day, never forget, and never forget whose fault this is. And yes, definitely deploy more knife hands. Make it stick. But there's hope. Thousands of people, family, friends, loved ones, charitable organizations, law firms doing pro bono work, senators, congressmen, representatives, judges, former president-elect, and Supreme Court getting into the fray. President Trump, you better make good on your promise. Just make good on your promise, bro. Please. Please. You say you're going to release these people. Do it. Do it. Just do it, please. Major injustice. Injustice. Meanwhile, another promise from President Trump is that all those folks that were all those servicemen and women, all the members of the U.S. military that during the COVID's time were discharged because they wouldn't take the pokey. He said that they should be reinstated and given back pay. Wow, that's pretty badass. That's righting a wrong right there. That's fuck yeah. Meanwhile, CEO Brian Johnson from United Health Insurance Group, the biggest health insurance corporation in the United States, was assassinated, just shot down in the streets of Manhattan. Wow, outside the Hilton. Oddly enough, on the same time that a 3-judge panel is to review suppressors, suppressors, cans. We call them cans. You got a can. A can is a $200 stamp, and you wait for fucking ever so you can have quiet shooting time. You know, it doesn't make the gun any more dangerous. It suppresses, and it doesn't really suppress it that much. It suppresses the sound and the report coming from the barrel, and it also hides the flash a little bit. If anybody's been around suppressors, it doesn't make it. You have to, it has to be like a 22 and subsonic ammo for it to be, like movie Hollywood caliber kind of suppressor. Like, pew, pew. What was that? I don't know. Sound like a, no. It's more like pow. It's loud. It's still loud. It actually can impede the operations of the gun, the gas blowing back, and it can, if you don't gas it right, if there's not, it can, and plus, man, does it foul up your weapon. If y'all know what carbon is, carbon buildup, man, cleaning time is not fun time after running suppressors, right? It's just not. Ugh. So that was up for review, and this guy, some guy, just shot him in the back with what appears to be a 9mm suppressed. It appears that he had some issues because he kept going bang, click, click, and he had to, either he had a failure to eject or failure to. I think it was a failure to eject. I don't know. But shot the CEO in the back three or four times, and then just got on a bike and rode away. He did leave a cell phone and a water bottle. And oddly enough, there were some pills on the ground. I don't know whose pills they are. Don't know. Yeah, this thing is very, very fishy. Extremely fishy. Yeah, so, I mean, more is going to come out. First and foremost, they're going to try to spin it however they can, right? Of course, the 2A community is like, well, there we go. They're gonna make a case against the suppressors, and I mean, guns are already illegal in New York. So how did this guy get a gun, a pistol? How? He wasn't supposed to have one. There's a law. But he had one anyway with a suppressor. Now, whether he made that suppressor, he made that gun, I don't know. But time will tell. There is a trail. He seemed to have been. See, that's the funny thing, is that there's always a trail, right? And he seems to be kind of sloppy. So he got on this e-bike, which is GPS tracked, right? Because you pay for this you pay for this bike or this scooter. Yeah, you pay for this bike, and then you can just leave it anywhere, and then they come and pick it up and service it and put it back into circulation. That's how that works. Right, so that thing is GPSed. They're tracking that. A cell phone was found. Damn well they're going to track that. Now, if it was a burner phone or something of that nature, okay, whatever, right? But still, there's a lead there, and then a water bottle. I mean, hello, DNA. So if they don't catch this guy, I mean. Most crimes don't get caught. And this guy, just like he knew exactly where to stand, where the camera couldn't see him. He knew exactly where the angle of attack. I mean, talk about premeditated. Stood there and waited for him for 5 minutes. People walking by going, "Who's this freaking guy masked up with a hoodie?" So yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's vague enough for them to spin it any way they wish. Absolutely. And yeah, eventually they'll pull out a patsy and go, "This was the guy," and this is his political affiliation. This is his this. This is his that. Told you he was a DMV, or DVT. Yeah, DVT, right? Yeah, that's what they call it. He's a DVT. Here's his affiliation. That kind of shit. Who knows? I mean, who knows how they spin this? And whatever. And other news, what I don't know. Like I said, I work a lot, and when I'm not working, the morning time for me is probably the best time. But I'm like trying to figure out shit, just get myself together, kind of thing, so I can get out the door. And today is going to be an interesting one indeed, because we got the freaking winter snow apocalypse outside. I mean, the wind's whipping, and snow's just whipping around, flying everywhere. So this ought to be a fun day. Ought to be a fun day. So morning time when I get to, get ready, and actually have some time to myself and wake up. Where I'm the most observant and most cognitive, I guess, if you will. More coffee is needed, right? More coffee is needed. So, skull. Anyway, we'll see what happens. The Germans shot at the Russians. As a warning shot, like, hey, bang, bang, bang. Shot at a helicopter or something. I forget. I don't know. We'll see. And some overland cable lines got cut in Finland, right? So communications being severed. Communications severed. That's all prelude, right? That's all prelude. We'll see what happens. That's where I'm at. Kind of wait and see. I can't really make any real determinations, but it's always wise to, when you do your little security assessment, threat assessment, that you take the proper stance. I mean, we've all heard about the DEFCONs, so that's with me. I always keep something with me, so I can get to something more, right? So I can upgrade, up armor, whatever. So that's always a contingency, right? Have your contingencies. And we've all heard about the PACE, the primary alternative contingency and emergency, right? So I mean, think about what that means. What is your primary? What is your primary route of getting back home or getting out? What is your alternate routes? And what is your primary and alternate gear and stuff like that? So things that are going to help you survive, and that's going to change greatly between scenarios, right? If you foresee some type of scenario that could be coming down your threat assessment pipe, then it's important for you to adjust accordingly, right? And that's always how you should be, and we always do, right? Maybe bring some gloves today, right? Maybe bring a rain jacket, something waterproof. Maybe put on my waterproof boots. Maybe my slap on my wool socks. Because have some water, some coffee, right? Maybe some snacks, right? Make sure my phone is charged, and maybe I have some other type of alternate means of communications, things of that nature. It's not all about just the pew pew life, which obviously is a part of it, right? So how are you going to carry that? How are you going to? Is it going to be in your backpack? Is it going to start out in your backpack? It's going to end up on your hip, right? With all the bells and whistles, or are you just going to put it all on right away? Because you can carry on with your life and your job, right? But then you can just upgrade as you go, as you see fit. That's something that I've always been able to do. Or are you just going to go straight to the emergency, and just, fuck it. I don't care. Reckless abandonment. Let's go. Right? I have nothing. I have a hoodie and a big stick. A hoodie and a big stick. Let's go. Right? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the way too. I mean, little brute force and brutality, and just the willingness to just survive. That's a lot, really. Actually, a lot of people have done that with a lot less gear, right? So the gear, it helps. It's easier, right? I'm always keeping a medical kit on me at all times. A little IFAC. Well, I say a little. It's pretty freaking big. It's about almost the size of my head. But it's got everything that I need in case the situation arises, right? So I can help myself or someone else, right? Or I can throw it at somebody and go, "Hey, help me, please," right? Wrap that Israeli bandage around my head and put that tourniquet around my neck, right? Because I have a nosebleed. So and so yeah, just carry on. Be prepared. Right? That's always be prepared, right? So there we go. That's where my mindset is. Other news. South Korea's martial law, not martial law. I mean, South Korea is just a turmoil. South Korea has always been hot-headed. They just. It's not good to be president there. Just say that they get coups. The history of their presidency. They have coups, assassinations, incarceration. I mean, it's just crazy. Impeachments. So many. Yoon Suk-un or whatever his name is. We'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know. It does smell fishy. Yeah, I mean, you're going to employ special operations troops with $42,000 night vision goggles, and you're going to have weapons, but they're not going to be loaded. I mean, it seems like a lot of optics, skull. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't think they know what's going on over there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I can't really look to. I like to follow world news. We know what's going on in Syria, right? Aleppo has been taken by rebels. Syria's going to fall. And yeah, it's definitely lots of hands in there's a lot of hands on the steering wheel, and they're steering it this way and that, and we'll see what happens. Right? It's just the Russians are there, the us are there, the un are there. Everybody's come to the party, right? Everybody's at the party. Is it a possibility that it could trigger something worldwide? I don't know. No, probably not. But they always like to create some type of disturbance, right? So make something go kinetic. And there's always a lot of people willing to go kinetic. And that's what's going on in Syria. And you've got it is so you try to watch, you try to say, okay, you got red team, blue team. No, it's you got red team, blue team, green team, yellow team, brown team, black team, orange team. Yes, and they're all mixed together, and they all jump sides and jump ship from time to time. It's like, what? Yeah, it's like watching an all-star football team, right? It's it really is. Everybody's got a different jersey on. But they're on the offense. They're on the defense. Imagine a football game where you have an all-star team where everybody's wearing a different jersey because they're from a different team, so they got on one team, and then there's two teams, and then they start another team over here, and then another team over there, and another team down here, and you got like 5 or 6 different teams on the same field. And then players keep moving from one team to the next. Say, no, you know what? I don't like this team. I'm going to go to that team. You know what? They got better coffee on this team, so I'm going to go over here. They got pie and cupcakes over there. So, they all got cookies. All right. You know what I'm saying? So it's all over the fucking place. It's hard to watch, and I think it's by design, or it's a lot of the nature of the demographic. They just. Whatever. So, everybody's involved, and it's just a crazy time to see some shit going on. So if you're in Aleppo, you definitely got boogaloo. you definitely got some boogaloo going on there. Yeah. So craziness abounds. Africa is heating up. They're ousting a lot of the us. The us and the un, going more towards the axis of power, the axis of the BRICS kind of way. China has a major influence in Africa, northern Africa, and middle Africa. So these are all just chess pieces, right? Chess pieces on the big chessboard. We'll see how it plays out. Well, I mean, right now, I gotta deal with the snow apocalypse and go to work. So, yeah, right. So anyway, what is today? Yeah, Thorvigi me Thorbless on this wonderful snowy Thursday. Yeah. So, some things to think about, things to focus on. Focus on local. Focus on your immediate area. And how it affects you, and how you can, mitigate damage and shit. Keep yourself afloat. Keep yourself safe and operational in these weather conditions, inclement weather, right? Climate terrain. I mean, that's the biggest hindrance to any operations. Climate terrain. So anyway, this has been Mad Shad. Oh yeah, fuck Un-American Prepper. He's a fucking idiot. Yeah, there you go. Every day, never forget. So anyway, go Team Devildawg. Go Team Devildawg. Fuck brain surgery. Please like, sub, share, subscribe to Team Devildawg. He is just there, almost there at 500. Get him to 500, and let's see some. So he can get when he gets back into the YouTube. He can just hit the ground running and just keep going. So go Team Devildawg. And go TeamLinda. Go TeamLinda. Fuck cancer. She is still fighting cancer, kicking ass and taking names. And she has no quit. She has no quit. She's amazing. So TeamLinda. And go TeamJoe. Go TeamJoe. Fuck addiction. He is well on his way to addiction recovery. He is dealing with some financial issues. I think he's finally got a place because he has to be out of the rehabilitation area, the rehab house, and find his own place and stuff like that. So go check him out. Go to Joe Morgan's channel and give him some love and support. Like, sub, share, subscribe, and whatnot. So there you go. This has been Mad Shad. Every day, never forget. Bonus, more knife hands.